Wednesday, October 9, 2013, the Turks and Caicos Islands will have a new governor in person of Peter Beckingham. When Beckingham arrives, he will immediately land in the hot seat and will have to deal with a number of controversial issues, such as calls for Attorney General Hugh Shepard to be removed from office. Shepard, as viewers will recall, had his contract renewed by former Governor Rick Todd just a few days before Todd left office. There are many who believe that the decisions to renew the AG's contract should have been left up to Beckingham. The public is therefore waiting to see how the new Governor Beckingham will deal with this matter. Many are also anxious to see what type of personality the new governor has and how his management style will be.
When Governor Rick Todd first came to the TCI, he was charming and smiling, but he quickly became extremely unpopular. Before Todd, there was Gordon Wetherell, who was known as the man who was responsible for suspending the TCI Constitution in August 2009. But now the question is just who is Peter Beckingham, the new governor? We know that he is an expert on trade and investment and a lover of cricket. We also know that he was most recently the Deputy High Commissioner of India, and before that, he was the British High Commissioner of the Philippines. Based on media reports, it would appear as though Beckingham has a personality that's not confrontational like former Governor Rick Todd. He appears to be rather mature and dignified, and as a career diplomat, he seems to be fair and reasonable.
Of course, his job in the Turks and Caicos Islands will be far different from the one in India, and he already commented on that. In a recent article which he wrote on the FCO website, Beckingham said he and his wife will miss India, quote, despite or because of the contrast with our next assignment, the Turks and Caicos Islands in the Caribbean, whose capital on Grand Turk probably has fewer inhabitants than the streets we have lived in India.
Beckingham had responsibility for Western India, the region which accounts for over 25% of India's GDP and a lot of UK-India investments. His office had some 200 staff whose main work covered trade and investments, entry clearance, and bilateral relations with India. Before that, he was the British ambassador for the Philippines from 2005 to 2009. Prior to Philippines, Beckingham was posted to Australia. He also worked in the United States and Europe. He was director of British Information Services in New York. In London, Beckingham worked in the Foreign Office's news department, and he served as the head of the section trying to prevent hunger in Ethiopia. He was director of the department running Britain's commercial department overseas. Although he seems highly regarded and respected, Beckingham's career has been not without controversy. In April 2013, newspapers in the UK ran stories on the fact that British taxpayers were helping to pay for former British Prime Minister Tony Blair's lecture tour.
According to reports on a visit to the Philippines where Mr. Blair was reportedly paid £400,000 for two 30-minute speeches, he and his staff stayed free of charge at the UK ambassador's official residence. They were able to enjoy the luxury benefits of a swimming pool, a private garden, a tennis court. Mr. Beckingham, the new TCI governor, was at the center of that controversy on February 23, 2009. A month before the visit, a member of Mr. Blair's staff wrote to Beckingham to confirm that the former Prime Minister would be visiting.
In response, Mr. Beckingham offered up to 4 bedrooms for Mr. Blair and his team, including police protection officers, saying you would be most welcome to stay. In a later email, Mr. Beckingham, who was appointed in 2005 when Mr. Blair was Prime Minister, described the accommodation available. Beckingham came under strong criticism for this by the British press. Beckingham was also involved in another controversy. In 2005, he was forced to deny accusations that he was conspiring with the opposition party in the Philippines. Back then, Beckingham confirmed that he met with opposition lawmakers who discussed the political situation in the country and the controversy surrounding the government, but he said it was not a conspiracy. He said, I had a meeting recently with opposition congressmen and senators who do not support the government. What is important now is to understand it is not a conspiracy talking to members of the opposition. That is a normal process. In 2008 in the Philippines, he was also forced to defend a BBC television show which featured Filipinos in a negative light. An online petition called the skit disgraceful, distasteful, and full of racism, and it attracted hundreds of signatures. The Philippines government protested over the show, and the Foreign Secretary summoned Peter Beckingham to a meeting to discuss the matter and demanded an apology. However, Beckingham said an apology should come not from government officials, but from the BBC and the show's producers. One thing for certain, Beckingham will have his hands full when he is sworn in as governor on Wednesday, October 9th.
Sun TV understands that a formal program of meeting is being arranged with key positions such as Deputy Governor, the Premier, Opposition Leader, Chief Financial Officer, Cabinet, as well as the constitutional bodies. The Royal Turks and Caicos Police Force, the Director of Public Prosecutions, the Human Rights Commission, the Integrity Commission, the Complaints Commissioner, and the Public Service Commission, and the Supervisor of Elections. While it is widely expected that he will get a baptism of fire, only time will tell what type of governor Beckingham will turn out to be and what will be his legacy. I'm Toddleen Devlin reporting for Sun TV.